So hi everybody, I'm Jeremy. I'm the founder of Naas software solution, which has been using Jupyter notebooks and adding microservices around Jupyter notebooks to build automation. And I've been an outsider in this data science space, to be honest, because I've never intended to work in data in the first place. I've been working in finance for about 10 years. And then I switched to data because I understood that in finance, if you want to make reports, you need to know about data and automation. So I jumped into this field, let's say by necessity. And now we have been working in the mother company, Cash Story of Naas. We've been working in consulting, building Python script for finance people. And now we are open sourcing the tool that we have been developing internally, and we have been using this tool for the past 4 years. So I'm really glad to host amazing people in the data community like Khuyen that have been there and have been doing a lot of stuff and work in the area. And now it's so good for me also to have you guys around, because as I'm a kind of an outsider in this game, I'm just learning so much from different experience, different people, different background, different countries. So I hope we can just have a lot of good vibe here tonight and during this talk about what it takes to build content, to how consistent you need to be, what the sweat and tears you need to put into this work to make sure that a lot of people can benefit from there, because ultimately learning is only worth if you can share your learning to the words. I guess Khuyen will relate to that. So without any further hesitation and due, let's start. Hello, Khuyen.
Hello, hello Jeremy. Hello everyone. So thank you for having me here. I'm currently pursuing my degree in statistics, and I have been wanting to do something with apply with my degree, and I found data science. So my at the beginning, studying data science I studied, but it didn't stick. So I started writing articles, and I found that it stick really well when I write articles. So I started to write like a couple of articles per week. It's become my routine, and so like it built up since November 2019, and then I find that article is nice, but it's sometimes people don't have enough time to only read to read the entire article. So I decided to extract some small tip that I will share in the article to like a code snippet and post on LinkedIn. And my plan with that was, like for somebody, right? Because social media is something that you just like scroll really quick. So if you can scroll on social media and you get like good stuff in less than 1 minute, that would be great. So
yeah,
that's why I have been working on that since November 2020. And I have accumulated over, I think now it's more than 350 tips. And I have about over 110 articles. So it's,
that's a huge deal. Like, you really didn't stop pushing content since it's quite recent actually, even because you said it's November 2020.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how in a few months you managed to actually get things done and package a lot of information and data actually about data.
Yeah. So I mean, like, if you think about it, right, every day since November, so it accumulate. So
Yes.
I guess like what is difficult about it is just, to like have the consistency of like do it every day, and like collecting ideas, right?
Yes.
Like it's not like I create 100 contents per day. So
yeah, I guess consistency is the most difficult and key point on content creation. And let's go back a bit on your first path, because it's very interesting. So you were learning to do data science, but it was not sticking into your head. And what is very interesting in what you say is I relate so much on this, because it's kind of a technique. You, by pushing and creating content with the learning you got, you manage to make it stick in your head and also better communicate to people, right? So it's double benefit in the end. It's like you manage to like, oh, it's better if I teach someone something, then I will learn it better, maybe. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I think like I also like hear this again in the podcast Super Data Science. So like, you know, like the best way, like there's some some level of learning, right? There's some ways of learning, and like learning by teaching is like the best way for you to actually retain the knowledge.
Yes.
Because when you teach others, you need to, if you want to be a good teacher, if you want others to understand you, you need to make sure you understand the concept well. If you cannot explain to others, then you know you don't understand it good enough.
That's a fantastic loop. You know, it's positive loop all the way, because you don't know very much how to teach it to someone. It means you didn't learn it, or you don't have the concept well into your head. So if you want to teach, you need to understand, and then that's a perfect, excellent loop of learning. So I really like this part of, I feel like personally, when I was in college, I was teaching people stuff, helping them on a few, because I was good at languages, I was good at English, and others were good at math. I was not good at math. So I was teaching people in English stuff, and by talking to them and by pushing words, I was also learning more words in English and managing to improve my level of English. So I totally relate with what you're saying, and I think it's the best thing you need we need to have as a the first takeaway of this is make sure that when you are learning, you can explain it to someone. Otherwise, you may not have learned it properly.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. And so when did you, because you didn't start working on data last year, right? You started before. When did you actually start the first time you put your hands on data? What was this context? Can you tell us the story? How did you came to data?
Yeah, so I think like at the beginning, like I shared that I study statistics. At that time I studied applied math, and so like I want it to be applied, you know, like I study math so that I can apply. But like if I keep going the path of like going to take a master and then a PhD, then I will be a professor, which I don't like that. So I attend a conference, a math conference, and the speaker was a data engineer, and he said like he found his work really satisfying. So I asked him like about what is data science, what is data engineer, and he introduced me to data science word, and I start, you know, to look up resources. I start to look up books, courses, and I learn a lot. I try to learn a lot about data science, but you know, I like that could be something that I could share. Like I think like at the beginning I learned it inefficiently. And I think now, like after like trial and error, I find a better way to retain new knowledge quicker. So
what changed? Experience?
So before, what I did was I take the entire course, right? And then I try to take another course, because so for example, I take one course and then I start doing project and I feel like, oh shoot, I don't have all the knowledge yet. So I start taking another course.
Okay.
And then and then what I realized, I also like take like a math courses for machine learning at my school. And like I got like an A for it. and everything, and I really enjoy it. But then like I let it like sit there for a couple of months before I apply it, right? So I forgot about them. So now I find like the way to learn anything new is to actually like you go backward. So you start with a problem. So what problem you want to solve?
Excellent.
And it's okay if you don't have all the answer. And then you try to search on Google on like the answers and the answers. So like the reason why you want to search on Google is because they can point you to the specific topic, and like you can see like what are possibles. Like you will know what you don't know, and then from that you can like dig deeper into that specific topic. And then once you learn about it, you can go back and solve your problem. So because it's like really quick, right? You have a problem.
Snippet or like a fix. You have a fix to your problem.
Yeah, because you like, because if your mind think that you can like apply it, it will stick. If you like, I think like it's like a good and bad thing about brand, right? It will only retain the thing that it find significant.
Exactly.
Even though we say, okay, we need to retain this, but if like subconsciously we I mean like we don't have a goal, then
yes,
it will become insignificant.
Exactly. That's very funny. Our brain is not working if we don't have a specific goal to fix or a specific topic to go to. It's exactly that. So you managed to so if I just kind of rephrase to be sure I understood. So you first started with like massive taking courses and taking this class, this video, this thing. And now you realize that when you have a question and a problem, you just try to find the component that will make your problem fixed, like that will solve your problem, and not that much go into the whole deep learning in each and every course.
Yeah, that's right. And another thing that I found, like, so I have two way of approach learning. So that is the first way. And the second way is, like sometimes really like you search on Google, it really doesn't lead you to the right one, right? So sometimes you might need to like build like a kind of like a how do I say, like a container, right, of things that you can pick up when you need. So I have been building that, and my containers, in my container I don't know most of them, right? So I mean I know what they do, but I don't know like the specific syntax of them. But like so I often go to GitHub and like I look at what people are starting, like I follow people. So like I see like what people are starting, what people are forking. So if it look interesting to me, I go there and like start and see like, okay, what can I use this for? And then I use Astral, ASTRAL, to like categorize my GitHub stars. So for example, in the future, I work with time series, and I was okay, which now I try the obvious libraries, but I feel like there's something else I need from like to like kind of manipulate my time series. So I will go back to my bucket of star repos.
Yeah.
Go click on time series, and I will have like other things available, right?
Okay, I see. So you kind of, when you don't actually need it, but you're coming to the content, then you flag this content for later, and you have everything ready for content creation. At that point, you don't know if you're going to use it yet. It's just content curation. You're just selecting whatever interesting things you have, and then you create content on top of it, right?
Right.
Because what you do at the end of the day is you take your content that you have curated, the content you have been through, and you pin everything together, and you manage to create the content you need at the end of the day. Because Bharat was asking the question, like, how do you keep up with the frequency? I guess the frequency is about that. Like, it's about having a backlog of content that you can push also, right?
Right. So what I would do is like when I so for like a LinkedIn post or my website data science simplified post. What I often do is I create like a bucket of ideas, right? Because ideas come, you want to keep it. So when I work on stuff, I discover some other stuff. So I'm like, okay, this is really cool. So I put it in my bucket of ideas, and then I just, create like every day in the morning, I pick one of the idea. And for those idea, I don't even have code for that, right? I just have, okay, this topic about that. I want to write about it. And then like when I see them, like, okay, I will start creating like an example for it. So in the morning, it actually not like really a hassle because I already have an idea. I think like the difficult thing about content creator is the idea. But once you have the ideas, it's easy to create.
Yeah, it's about writing down the idea at the moment you have it for later and taking it back. And because otherwise you can be sometimes stuck into like white page where you need to create and you cannot create. So you need to have this backlog of stuff to not make it so stressful to create content. It should be coming and flowing, right?
Yeah, so I have a list in my philosophy about creating content. If you find it difficult to creating content, people also find it really difficult to read your content. So I want to make sure, it's not like I don't have a hate relationship with creating content, because people will have a hate relationship with my content.
That's a nice philosophy. Yeah, okay, I get it. Excellent. Oh, so it's a good deep dive. It's a first like touching what you are into, and I was having these assumptions in my head, but I was not sure of it. So I'm happy that you're stating this and confirming this good practice of having a backlog of ideas and make sure that you're not stressed out when you have to create content. You have all your ideas. You just need to pick up whatever it's on this list and go with the flow and create more content about it. So can you tell us now about what is like your favorite stack of tools? What are your tools? Like the top 3 and the top 5, maybe. What can we say?
So I might have bias toward the tool that I used recently.
You can be biased. We are all a bit biased.
So okay. One tool is so like I'm really into like good data science practice. So because if you have like really good like like all the machine learning algorithms, but like if you don't write like good code, then it's really like if there's some error in your code, it's hard to debug, right? It would take you a lot of time to debug. So by having good data science practice, even though it might take a little bit of time to write, but like it saves you time, so much time in the future of debugging. So one tool that I discovered recently, I actually know it way before, but like I resistant to use it. But now like in my internship, I found that it's really important. So it called Cadro. So one problem with like for example, I often put like my code in function and classes, right? All the good stuff, unit tests. But like I don't know how the data coming out will be. Like, I mean, I have an idea of how it will be, but I'm not like 100% sure. So the way that I could check it is, just go to a notebook or like I can save it to like a CSV, right? Yes. Or like go to my notebook and like try to analyze, like try to repeat the code and see like what coming out. But like this is not really an efficient way. Like sometimes I want to slice in between, like I have other code I want to get the immediate input, right? Yeah. And I feel like, you just say save to CSV and then later you take the code out. It's like really, I find it's inefficient. So Cadro allow you to do like, you have like node, right?
Can you spell it? Can you spell it so we can share it on the chat?
Let me do it.
Yeah, maybe you can just share it on the Slack. So this tool is helping you having like nice, like really cut your code. It's a Python framework, right?
Yeah, so what it does is you have functions as nodes, right? You have for each node there's an input and an output.
Okay.
And then like node is inside pipeline. So you can have data processing pipeline and forecasting pipeline.
I see. So I'm sharing the repository on GitHub as we speak. So I guess this is the image you are talking about, right?
Yeah, and yeah, another nice thing about it is you can visualize the entire pipeline. So you can like click on each node and see like what is the code and what is the data coming in and what is the data coming out. So you have the full control, almost full control over like the nodes and like you know what's going on. And like if you like want to slice one piece of your pipeline out in your notebook, it can be done really quick.
Okay, so this integrates with your notebook.
Yeah, it integrates with the notebook. So normally, like you need to say, okay, import Panda as PD, and then you do like Panda with CSV something to like see the immediate output. But like for this one, like you only need you need only one code to call the CS to like get out the output, right? So it's like really quick. So
I get it. Sounds like a very efficient tool. Here's the link on GitHub for people who want to check it out. Okay, cool. So that's the number one. That's your your preferred tool today.
Yeah. Yes, and another one is so like another thing you want to do is data validation, right? And that could be done by you looking at it. But like if you have data coming in every day, you really don't want to manually look at it, you know. And that's something that you cannot see by only looking at it. So like that's another tool I really like is and it integrates with Kedro is Great Expectations. And what it will do is you can use this tool to create like data validation for your your data, right? So what you don't want it, like for example, if you use new data with your code, right? Sometimes it breaks. Sometimes like it just has some error and you don't know if it's your code or it's your data. So like if you fit it into like Great Expectations first, then it will detect, okay, it will compare with all the tests that you created and see like if it passed all those tests. And if it don't, then and it create a report for it. So you see everything in like a nice HTML report.
Okay.
So it's really cool.
Can you write it down as well, this second tool?
Yeah.
It's cool. So this one was for data exploration, which is the first step, Kedro. And then you go to Great Expectation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I plan to write an article about it. So maybe in the future, I could share about more detail.
Cool. Excellent. So this is the second step. It's a validation step. Cool. And then comes number 3.
Oh, number 3 is data pen.
Data pen?
Yeah. So like what I realized, so that's one problem with so like sometimes like you have some result, right? What you can do is you can take a picture of your result, like your plot and stuff, and you share it with your teammates, managers in Slack. It's okay, but like what if like what data pen can do is it create like a report for like you can put like all your image and in the report, and it create like a HTML like kind of like a website, right? So if you change element in that website, if you change the plot, you change it, like like for example, like every time you run your data again, your plot may change, right? Yes. So it will automatically like it will change on that website. So your supervisor or teammate only need to look at that link, reload that link, and they see the change.
Excellent. Okay.
So it's really nice.
I didn't find it though on the internet, like on the
Yeah,
Google.
let me type it.
Data pen?
Yeah, like that.
Data pen.
Like PANE.
PA. Oh, data pane. Right. Oh, right. Okay, data pane. Yeah, that's nice. That's a bit kind of a Streamlit, like similar to that, right?
Yeah, but this one, the thing like it do quicker than Streamlit is Streamlit. You need to like make sure you deploy it, right?
Yes,
so
you need to make sure deployment.
This one you don't need to deploy. You only need to say data pen publish, report publish. Then it publish it create a link for you.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. And with these 3 tools, you get most of what you want out of the experience, because you were mentioning, of course, notebooks. So you are starting work on notebooks every time, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, yeah, like 2 ways, right? Analyze the data on notebook, and then like try to do something with it.
Yeah, I get it. Pushing some Python file somewhere on some server and make sure it runs and get efficient. Cool. Okay, very good. So now we may switch to your another question, which is, how did you actually came up with the GitHub repository where you have gathered so much information and templates and articles? So how did you first came up to that? And you said it already, but let's talk a bit about GitHub and the importance of GitHub, right, on this process.
So are you talking about data science repo?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it actually like at the beginning I write a lot of articles, but I didn't like put my code into a GitHub repo. But then like Tisa is like a data science. He also like a data science influencer, and he suggests me to like put the code in my articles into a GitHub repo. So I start like, so it take me like some work. I need to like go back to my like 40 articles, right? Put like in the code, like put it in like a GitHub repo. So yeah, I start like 681.
Yeah. So you start like so much. Here we are. Yeah, there is a lot. So you start all of that, right?
Yeah. And it's on topics that I'm using.
Sorry?
Yeah. It's on a topic that I'm interested in.
Yeah. And so all of that was actually, when you realize that everything is on GitHub, you don't want to stay out of GitHub after that, right? You need to have everything centralized in the same place and make sure your GitHub is actually your kind of it's the kind of LinkedIn you want only for code and like project and all that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not so much social, but you have this page and you can pin things and you can star stuff and you can follow people and you can have followers as well. So yeah, you will recommend anyone entering this data community or data space to have a GitHub properly done, right?
Right. I think it's like a really good idea because like, like people who want to recruit you, I think it's less important of your resume, but more important of your GitHub repo, because it tells like your skills. It could be like either GitHub. I really encourage people to do GitHub, but like, your code on GitHub, right? Like, since you already write some code, why not like put it in somewhere that people can see? Like, kind of like, you do some project, but like if you just like throw it somewhere, it's fine. You still gain some skills. But like if you're thinking about like put it on GitHub and write like nice explanation for your code, then others actually can read it and can learn from you, and they appreciate your skill. So like if you already write a code, why don't like just take one more step to like share it.
Exactly. I'm always pushing people like, and you know, even with Naas, we are pushing this awesome notebook repository, and I've seen you have it on your star list. So it's exactly this idea. It's what if we can just put all your interesting notebooks into the same place, organized by tools, so that anytime you guys are working on something, I am working on something, we can just have this same input and benefit from it. I think it's a wonderful way to make sure that people can learn through GitHub and through like community as well. It's a pretty powerful way, and it has this thing of being the place where open source happens also.
Yeah, you should share about awesome notebooks link on here.
Yeah, definitely.
I find it's pretty cool. Like how you can do like a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
In notebooks.
So yeah, exactly. So maybe it was somewhere in your page.
Yeah, you should like do a search because there's no way you can find it.
It's here actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, this awesome notebook repository is organized by tools. So each and every tool is here, and it's tool or sources actually. And yeah, for example, the most recent stuff we have is the stuff we have published on LinkedIn. And if you want to get, for example, the followers from your network, then you have this notebook, which is structured a certain way, like with a title, a button where you can open it into your Jupyter notebook, your Naas notebooks. And then you have this input, this model, which is actually one line because we made it very simple, and this output, which is displaying a data frame. So every notebook that is inside the awesome notebook repository will be intended to be working like this. 3 parts, because notebooks can be messy, right? So we have this idea of having like one title, one H2, one like input, model, output, and you can apply that for any kind of topics. So this is the way we have structured the repository. And yeah, just a bit of shameless promotion, but if you guys want to contribute, you're most welcome. We are welcoming everybody, and we are offering free credits on our cloud instance if you are contributing to the repository and to the open source project. So yeah, this is a little of promotion on this, but thank you for claiming that and for mentioning that.
It's cool. So
yeah, that's nice. Thank you. Yeah, so I guess this is the powerful part of GitHub. Like, it's really literally having this perfect way of pushing code, making sure everybody can understand it, making sure everybody can access it, because it's also well referenced on Google. If you search for something, GitHub will be like ranking up. So if you are even putting some keywords on your notebooks or on your project, and those keywords make sense, then the GitHub will be like already like pushing into the Google. So it's kind of a very, very cool way of having everything centralized to get all your knowledge in the same place.
Yeah, and it's another thing that like nice about GitHub, right? I mean, I don't know, it's like GitHub, but like I guess like you can, like, if you have some code that like you find like really useful for you and you want to reuse it again and again and again, push it to GitHub, and then like also push it to like PyPy, and make it become a package really quick.
Yes,
and
exactly.
You just use it and let others use it. So everybody benefits.
That's exactly what we've done with the Naas drivers, actually. This little formula you have seen in the LinkedIn, they are actually a PyPy package. And every single thing we do at Naas is about making sure that we can package stuff so we can use it inside notebooks. And yeah, it's a good advice. But let's come back to this this story of yours. And let's look at your actually your star history? Because I've shown you that, and I guess that you didn't look at it before. You didn't know, right?
Yeah.
Funny, right? It starts in March. And see how much you've grown until this point. So this is consistency, right? Slowly building up, slowly building up. What was the most like? When did you encounter like this moment? This moment is actually when boom, it rose up. So what happened what happened?
I think I write more articles.
Really? Is that correlated?
It could be, but like at the time I started writing more articles. I spend more time on like writing really cool stuff that I guess I changed my style of writing. Like I try to, like at the beginning I write about like, you know, Python and pandas, NumPy, sometimes like new tools, but like not much. But like I think like on Match, I start to like write a lot about like the things that I want to have a deeper understanding of it, or like start to use my code to solve problem. So I think like my articles start to receive more view, and it could be that I also have more stars. That's my hypothesis.
Yeah. I guess it's correlated, because if you know that at that moment you have changed your way of making content, it could have been growing like this, you know.
Yeah.
And
also,
it got this spike.
Like and another thing is I remember around the time there also people like there also somebody like talk about my GitHub on LinkedIn. So you know, like it's sorry, I don't remember the name. Carlos, I don't know if I say it right, but he's like put on LinkedIn, and a lot more people know about it. So
so I guess spreading the word to outside of GitHub, and also sharing it to Twitter or to LinkedIn helps a lot. Getting feedback, getting people see your views and stuff like that.
Another thing that if you like, I start to do that, like since I know like you show me this, I start to do that with all the GitHub repos, and I kind of see the same pattern. So like not like exact pattern, but like it always starts low, then it lift up. I think it's, you know, like I really feel like the like if you cross some certain threshold, it increase with a higher rate.
Yes.
Because like if you think about like at the beginning you have some people, but like what if that some people like when you get more followers, some people will start sharing about your content. So if you have 10 people sharing about your content, then it will multiply more. So
totally get it. Yeah, it's a compounding effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes total sense. Yes. Okay. And can you tell us about like what's actually your daily routine? Do you curate content every day? Do you keep it consistently like updated, or do you have like rush of like moments where you're like taking so much information at the same time because you're like ultra focusing, or you're like in the flow of creation? Is it something like, you know, you understand my question? Is like, is it spike, or is it like regular? Do you have a routine?
So so I do have a routine. So for like ideas, right, I do have it in batch. So like some day I have more ideas than the other day, but like I always put it in like I put it in Notion, and then like
Notion. You use Notion to write down ideas? Okay.
So like in the morning I will like just pick up one idea from my Notion, and like I don't write example for it yet. I do it in the morning, right? So I do that and I publish it. For article, I try to keep it at least once per week. It's not, I don't have a fixed day for it, but at least once per week for articles.
Okay, so one article per week and one post every day?
Yeah.
Like one little thing, one little content you want to share. Okay.
Yeah. So like I consider my website as like my bookmark. So like it get like really easy for me to kind of like, find something that I need quickly, like my own knowledge quickly.
Okay.
Because like
bookmarking stuff everywhere.
Yeah. Might I share with you like the tool that I had just created to like assess
Of course.
Yeah.
Show it to us. Like
I created
everybody.
so that because like I feel like sometimes I want to assess my content like quickly, but I feel like going to the website, then go to the search bar, take action step. So I created a tool to do on the terminal. So like you can assess the content from the terminal. So let me share my screen. Okay.
Oh, we have a question, by the way, on the chat from Udulapo from Nigeria. She's asking, how do I share my code on an article? Is there a software or a screenshot software that you use? And I guess you use one because
yeah, I do use one.
What is the name?
It called. Let me stop sharing this. And then that. So I use. So for example, if I go to Medium, then I go to Write. Then I could use a thing called. So here you can add like, A equal 1, 2, 3, and then you name this at test.py, and then you that, and then it's rendered there, right? So it's really quick. It's called Code Medium. It's like an extension. Code Medium.
Code Medium. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. So.
And then you have this nicely done, square where you actually have this in black background and stuff, right? Because I've been using that for the Naas driver formulas as well. I don't remember the name, but it's like called Beautify, or I think it's called Beautify. I don't know. I may find out and send.
Yeah.
Oh, prettier. PRE. Yeah. I guess this is the thing. Yeah, playground. This is a very important also to make it like shareable and like easy to read, because code can be like, okay, I don't want to read it, and then when you have a nicely formatted stuff, you are more into like, okay, let me take some time to read that stuff. Okay, cool. So please share what you've been working on.
Yeah. So for this one, you can access it from the command line. So you can type Python snippet and then search categories. So, actually forgot how to. Yeah, something like that. So like you can use like a certain topic, right? So for example, if you wanna access my tip, which related to pandas, you go to pandas, and like, so I have like this category, change values, and you can do like, and if, for example, you choose this one, then it like show you like a code snippet on your command line.
That's nice.
Like you can go to like the actual post, and you could like decide to save in your local directory or not. And another thing you could do, maybe sometimes you only want to like, search for keyword. So you can say, okay, search for me posts that have the string, I don't know, data frame. Then it give you these, right? And you can choose. So like this helps me personally because I can access my tip faster without like going to my command line when I need it.
That's nice.
Yeah. So
nice. So it's like getting directly into your database of tips.
Yeah. That's a right way.
That's very amazing. Like, I like it a lot. It's like so handy. You're always searching for a snippet of code all the time when you're making your script, and you're like, oh, I wish I could have like a panel on the right that is helping me like pick up whatever stuff. So I guess this is a good solution.
I hope so. Thank you.
How do you make it available, or is it like?
Yeah, you can import from pipe, that you can just do pipe install Python snippet. And
we can even do it inside notebooks.
That's a good question. I don't know. It's like a command line thing.
Yeah, but I mean, into Naas, you can pip install stuff and play with it. So I will try it out and let you know.
Oh yeah, let me know.
I think that would be good fun if we can just use it from there. Cool, very, very cool. Okay, and what else are you working on? Like, is there any project that you're spending time on? And do play the game of questions if you want, guys. You're welcome to like ask questions. Yeah, in Notebook, just use the exclamation point for command line. Exactly, it's command line pip installed. It's exactly what we do. That's nice. So let's try this snippet a bit later on. Any questions, guys? Jordan or Odlapo or Juanita? You feel free to ask. And I don't know which level, guys, are you in the data science space. So maybe you can tell us if you're a beginner or if you're already a data science expert, if you have questions, if you're already subscribing to the Math Simplified website of Khuyen. If you don't, I really, really advise you to go and check it out because it's full of very, very interesting content. Let me share the URL with you. Beginner for Bharat. Okay, already subscribed to Math Data Science Simplified. Cool. Excellent. Thank you, Hugo. So here you see, big fans of your work. Yeah, so for any beginner, like I think it's good to be sure that you rely on people that are curating content like Khuyen, because I've been following also her work, and it helped me like understand better what are the topics what are the most important topics, how to deal with them, and the very practical example with the articles that she wrote, with the different snippets of code that are available when she posts on LinkedIn. Are you on other social media, by the way? Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, but
okay.
I post, but I don't check.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, but like I'm on Twitter.
Can you share your Twitter maybe here?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I don't have you on Twitter. Okay, Jordan has 2 years of experience in data science, but he wants to start writing like Khuyen. Good call. Do you
want to talk about it? Like, you guys can ask questions with me like.
Yeah.
Like you.
So Jordan, maybe you can open your mic and share what you have in mind. Like, how do you want to write stuff, and what do you have a specific topic you want to write on?
Yeah, so I've been writing a little bit. I just finished like the Fast AI course, and I wrote some articles about it, and just have it in my like GitHub pages right now. But I think it's really cool how Khuyen has both like LinkedIn posts that are like super snappy. Like those, I really like your LinkedIn posts, how like you actually share. Like I think today or sometime this week was like you have 2 lists and you want to know what's in both of them. Just convert them both to sets and call it intersection. Like that kind of stuff is like super valuable. It's good
very
content.
Practical.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jordan. Can you share your Medium link? So like.
Yeah, and your GitHub. Guys, if you want to share your GitHub link also, please do share your GitHub profile on the chat so we can just add ourselves and follow what everybody is doing, because I think it's a good call to do that. And it's the topic of this conversation. So let's share GitHub ideas and everything that I think is going to be valuable for everybody. So Jordan, you didn't say, do you have a specific domain, or because you made this course about AI, but do you have a specific domain where you want to apply your writing?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, so I am personally interested in the ethics of data science and machine learning. So I did a couple of presentations for my work about like how to do like ethical data science. So I'm currently have a Medium article that I'm writing up on that. And then I also have one in the pipeline where it's like at the end of that one, I recommend some like ethical things, like how to approach something ethically and like aware of your biases. So I have another a follow-up one that's about like if you are making a model for a transportation, like if you're working for like Ohio, I'm in Ohio, so if I was working at Ohio Department of Transportation, like and I wanted to make a model that predicted crashes, like how would I approach that?
In
an ethical kind of way.
Yeah.
So do you like advise like the practice, or do you suggest like tools? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so like I've read a couple papers on it, and like I've thought about it a lot, watched a lot of documentaries. So like having read books and watched documentaries, like I recommend like keeping a list of here are like 6 types of biases. Here are my features in my model. And like here's like documenting what my assumptions are when you're actually trying to make this model for a client or customer, like what's that intended use case, and like say like this is how it should be used, this is the assumptions I was making. Basically like having like 6 lenses and say like this is how, and like really digging for like what are some ethical problems or biases that could come from either the data, the modeling, or the implementation of it.
All right. So it's more about so your domain would be like ethics and the use of ethics into the AI and machine learning space, right?
Yeah, and I work in ML ops, so I think ML ops is a growing, like the deployment of machine learning models is what I do. So I want to start making some about what I wish I knew when I like 2 years ago.
Cool.
Like I actually like before I was like, data ethics is something that is not important to me, but like after I read a book called The Math of Destruction, it talk about it, and it's really like important. Like it should be like for every company, like every data science project, it should be, it should be the focus. So
cool. Yeah. Can you share the name also of this book, Khuyen?
Yeah, I said it wrong. It's called The Weapons. I will share an Amazon link, but I don't have any promotion for the book.
Okay, so we have Aditya also sharing his Medium. Cool. We have Bharat sharing his Medium also. Udulapo, thanks. Okay, cool. We'll check that out. That's nice. There is Kang Pan also, the Medium ML. Okay, like mlengineers.io. Cool.
So
we'll check all of that.
Ulo Dalapo asks, how do I make my GitHub more organized? Is what's stopping me from actually posting projects. So I think like, okay, so what do you mean by organized?
Yeah, you can open your mic, Udala. You're welcome to share thoughts with us. I guess I kind of understand the way of being organized, because you know, now you can do this like kind of a CV, a resume kind of stuff. So you may want to have a Markdown page, and you know.
Yeah. I think like it takes like a little bit to set up, right? But like once you set it up, it's great. So like what I recommend, like whenever you like push your data science project to GitHub, is like, first of all, you have your code, right? And second of all, you have like a README. So just learn how to write in Markdown. It's really easy. Like you like search online how to like do stuff with Markdown, and like you learn like really quick. And you write about, okay, you take a picture of what you found. You write an introduction. You know, like what is this project about? What do you want to achieve? You write the result. You point to the source code within the GitHub, and then your conclusion, which is like your checkout, your check away from it, and then you're done. So it takes around 30 minutes, but like just set a goal of doing it for 50 minutes, and then you're done. And then like when you actually do like a 50-minute one, you like start to see it like come into play, like start to see things like start to look nice. You will have the motivation to finish the rest.
So writing in Markdown is the way, because you don't want to have it like only in the code and in the comments. People will not go into the comments. You need to put some Markdown.
People will not go to your code. You need to have some, like they will if you like give some motivation to go to your code. Like you need to and then like afterwards, right? Like after you have like all the project putting on GitHub, like if you want people to like see all of your project in one page, then I really recommend a GitHub page. So like I have a template to create it, my GitHub portfolio. I use it in the past. Now I move everything to Data Science Simplify. But like it's so let me share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here you see like I have like portfolio of what I did. So, you know, like you don't need to write anything long, like just write, okay, what is your objective?
Objective should be one sentence, right?
Yeah, it should be one sentence, and then it's done. Like doing this is really quick, right? And I mean, it's quick for people to read, which is like you want it. And you can do like a view on GitHub, and like if you have an article, you say view on Medium, but it's not necessary. And it could be like, so here, like I think this one is not a good one. Like for example, if this one, I click on this, then sorry, I some of them I have the README, but I don't remember which one. But like the reason why I don't have the README for that is because I have an article. Like for this one, I don't have article, so I do like
a nice README.
Yeah, so for me to create this GitHub page, it's easy. So you go to I like just fork a template from somebody else,
so you have this nicely done overview.
Of your
profile.
Yeah, so when people like look at your they get like an idea of your skills really quick without going to your code, which that's what you want, because people don't have a lot of time, you know, like they look a lot of people every day. So like you can go to my repo and go, so like you don't even need to go, you could go to my, or like I like fork from this one, and then like they show you like how to like create something like this.
Okay, cool.
So let me paste.
Yeah, please share it here. Okay, that's cool. Thank you for asking the question also. I think it will benefit from all of us.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
And so yeah, we're still a bit over time, but we have this last question from Bharat, and then we'll call it a day. And how do I get started by writing on Medium when I gather all list of things and code snippet rather than entire project? I guess if your question is not already answered, it means that you're actually trying to understand how to how to choose what subjects to choose, right?
Yeah.
Bharat, is it what you're trying to do?
Yeah. On
So
what subject I should choose.
Yeah, so you have like all the code snippet, right? So there are two things that you can do. First of all, like you combine the code snippet into like, if they're relevant, like if they could be combined into one topic, then do it. Like for example, like you could do like if you have a code snippet related to pandas, like a specific domain of pandas, like like pandas have a lot of things, right? But it could be like you say like some pandas tricks that you might not know, or like some pandas tips to do something, right? And for that you have like 3 or 4 tips, or like if it's small at 10, and then you put in one article and then you publish it. Another way is you go deep into a topic. So for example, you have like a code snippet, a library. You could like go deep into that and explain all the things that you can do with that library. That's another thing you could do. So either go deep or combine.
Yeah, and I will add one thing. Choose your domain. If there is a particular domain you can apply your writing to, if you're a specialist in one stuff, then like if you have a domain expertise, I come from finance, people come from biology, like whatever subject, I think this is also a way, like finding a domain expertise, because AI and all that, I mean, from what I understand, needs some domain expertise.
Yeah.
We just cannot be only like, there just cannot be only coders. There should be people that are specialized in their field. I know that Juanita is also like into some expertise, and all of those expertise you have from people all around are helping making and advance whatever is happening in AI and machine learning. That's my take.
Okay, that clears some things.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think like domain expertise is like a helpful advice. Like if you don't find you don't have a domain expertise yet, then just write, and then you will start to shape your like style of writing, because
Yes.
like I feel like people shouldn't focus so much on like writing style, right? Like I do think like writing style is really important. Like everybody should have their own way of writing, because like if they read my article, they know it's mine, right? They read somebody else's article, they know that person write that article. That would be like really, that's ideal, because like you create something that others cannot do. But like to develop that writing style, you just keep writing about something you're interested in, and you gradually like find your own writing style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. I guess this is the last words and last sentence. Otherwise, we can stay some time discussing about that topic. I think there is a lot of things to say and a lot of things to do. Thank you so much, Khuyen, for this discussion with you. It has been a really insightful discussion, and it's good that we have been able to talk with people as well and communicate what those like people around are thinking. It was a really open conversation, and it's meant to be like this. So I hope you enjoyed the time you spent during this room and discussion with Khuyen. Where should we reach you, Khuyen? How can we reach to you? Like, what's your preferred way of getting in touch?
People can reach out to me on LinkedIn. One thing about me is I only check LinkedIn once per day. So,
you're one of the happy few who cannot go every 2 hours on their LinkedIn. So it's good you watch it once a day.
I turn off all notifications. So I check email once per day, LinkedIn once per day. So it really frees my time up. Otherwise, I don't think I can create anything. So, I mean, like I still can work, but I don't think I can do like more stuff besides work. So
yeah, focus. you cannot be in the flow if you are into LinkedIn and other distractions.
Yeah.
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 Okay, thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you,
I hope
everybody.
you have a nice moment. Have a nice day, evening, morning, and let's keep in touch. We'll keep all your LinkedIn, all your profiles and GitHub, and try to connect with the list of people that was here today.
Yeah. So yeah, just like if you guys have any questions, I also like remember who joined today, so maybe I have like, you know, I don't know, I tend to see somebody I see often, like somebody I like more, but yeah, just message me, and if you have any questions, thank you a lot for joining the session today.
It's been a good talk. Thank you so much. Have a very good afternoon, very good evening, very good morning, everyone. And see you next time, probably another session, another discussion, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you guys.